I have another quick thought, guys, and I want to share it with you. I just made a delivery to a restaurant. I'm using my new trailer. It went great, and I got their woodshed loaded. This wood got soaked, man. It had poured for the last couple of days. And I made sure I left some spaces in between the rows when I put it, because it's like, they're like 3 deep that goes back into there. So I just left gaps, so that the wind can circulate through it. But I am going to make an assumption that you guys are just like me. And the same thoughts go through your head when you're at work, and when I stack wood by myself, I get these thoughts that go through my head, and they vary. Sometimes I try to solve the world's problems. Sometimes I pick fights with an imaginary person or a boogeyman, or I'm reliving confrontations from my past. But today, I'm feeling good, man, and it made me reflect on something that happened at this restaurant, and it left a very big impression on me, and I want to share it with you because I believe in good stories, and this is certainly one of them. This restaurant, I'll just tell you, it's the Cafe 422. This restaurant is an iconic brand, if not the most, here in the Mahoning Valley, and not just here in the Mahoning Valley, but it has an international reach. I'll put their website. They're famous for their peppers and oil, and this restaurant has been around since the early 30s, late 20s, and there are now 2 locations. This location has a pizza oven, and I'll show you some views of the pizza oven and work. It is just gorgeous. This is just a gorgeous restaurant. But this restaurant had a reputation, and it drew big name people that would frequent this place, because we used to have this acting troupe a long time ago called the Kenley Players. There would be people like Frank Sinatra, Sammy Davis Jr., that would come frequent this restaurant. And you remember Sonny Bono from Sonny and Cher. Sonny Bono had a revolving account with this place to have the peppers and oil shipped out to his place in California. It's that big of a brand. So when this opportunity had come up, and I know that you've seen this location before, where I've made other deliveries, but I just wanted to tell this story because it's that big of a deal to me. And it really gives, I think, a lot of motivation and impetus to me to become an even better delivery service, become even better as a business person in my area. But when I first reached an agreement with the owner, this restaurant is owned by 2 brothers, very nice men. And when I landed this agreement, it was a great day. It was. I put it on my social media, and I just wanted to make sure everyone in this area knew who was serving serving their firewood needs here, and that is this guy. You guys know the story about my dad. So he was in declining health when I started getting serious with this enterprise, and when I landed the agreement for this restaurant, it was a few weeks later my dad passed. And I was in charge of all the family arrangements, and we have a very small family. So I was looking for a restaurant with a small banquet room, and I thought, I just started working with this restaurant, and I thought, well, I'll call up the owner, who I had on my cell phone. I contacted the owner to see if I could secure the banquet room, one of the smaller ones, for the our after funeral party. And I was talking to him on the cell phone, and I don't know what it is with cell phones here, but we can put robots on Mars, but we can't get cell phones to work in Northeast Ohio. So we had a scratchy connection, and I was telling him, and I'm still feeling the sting, of Dad passing, and I'm talking to him on the phone, and he was very gracious, and I asked if I could have the banquet room, and he says, absolutely. He says, and I says, well, we're going to have it on Sunday, and it would probably be around 5 o'clock. And the phone was scratchy, and he thought I said Monday. All right? And the big deal here, guys, is they are closed on Monday. They're not even open. And he said, without even skipping a beat, he said, absolutely yes. You can have your gathering here at our banquet hall. and we will be ready for you. You just give me the time. And it was like, after deeper into the conversation, I realized we had a miscommunication. I says, no, not Monday, it is Sunday. And he says, oh, that's no problem, you know, we're open Sunday. Anyhow, it just was a joyous moment, you know, when you, and this is what Mom always said, you know, you don't listen to a person's words, you look at their actions. And here is, you know, here's an owner of a restaurant, you know, and he's got a busy lifestyle, and he gets one day off a week, and that's Monday. And I am just a brand new vendor, and this guy was going to open his restaurant to serve our little banquet. I'm serious, guys. We have a little family. There's not a lot of us left. And if anyone's been in the restaurants before, you know that you just can't unlock the door and turn on your open sign. You know, there is a lot of task that goes into opening a restaurant. A lot of prep work with the vegetables and the cuts of meat, getting everything ready and sanitized for service. And that is what this guy and this restaurant was going to do for my family. And that really hit close to home. It really did. And that just made me want to be an even better service for this restaurant. And I'm serious. When I come here, I give them all I got. I give them my best. And I think I do that really for everyone, but there are certain accounts that really are close to my heart, and this would be one of them. What, guys, this restaurant has more in its story too about giving, you know. And this goes back, if you guys grew up with you know, Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, you know, it was a great show, and it was great for kids, but it also taught parents a lot too. You know, Mr. Rogers, I can't remember, there was a tragedy. I think it was when the space shuttle blew up. Mr. Rogers, you know, was telling these children, you know, who were all scared and upset and stuff, that, you know, whenever there's a tragedy, you know, you always look for the givers. You always look for the people who are looking to help. And when the pandemic started last year, you know, there's a lot of uncertainty. No one knew what we were getting into, but man, the restaurants took a pounding through all that. And I'm sure everyone knows of restaurants that, you know, had to close down and they never reopened. So there, you know, and it's hard enough to make a buck in the restaurant industry anyways, you know. It is a lot of work. You have to have a large labor pool. You know, you got, you know, the cost of your goods, and, you know, you still, even a steak, you know, still goes for a reasonable amount, you know, so there's not a high profit margin for a lot of your restaurants out there. So the restaurants took a pounding, and all of them in the Mahoning Valley, just like all over the country, you know, that had to shut down, they shut down. This restaurant, right, without fanfare, opened, and they served every nurse, police officer, firefighter, first responder in this area, and they fed them for free and never asked for anything in return. You know, when other restaurants are scared to death, and I'm sure this restaurant was too, you know, that it's going to be hard for them to get through this because they're closed, you know, and you're not making money. And you got payroll to make, you got bills to pay. This restaurant didn't just shut down and hunker down and wait for the storm to pass. They ran into the eye of the storm, man, and they took care of the people. You know, the hospitals were overrun. They were feeding the nurses and the doctors. They were feeding everyone, and they asked for nothing in return. Let me make that clear, guys. Every nurse, doctor, police officer, firefighter, every one of them, every day, he fed them. And he paid his people. And he asked for nothing in return, right? That is, this guy, I give him everything I got. That is what this place means to me. And I hope that I can one day, as Ohio Woodburner, live to that same standard that these guys have. They've set the bar high. I think this place is awesome. Anyhow, I just wanted to share that with you. And I'm going to put a link in the description to their website. And if you guys are into pepper and oil, get it. This stuff is awesome. It's the same stuff that Sonny Bono would eat. Remember Sonny and Cher, right? Okay, I have a lot of videos to post, but I am afraid, guys, going forward, a lot of them are going to be deliveries because that's all I've been doing. This is actually a chilly day, but I've worked up a sweat from loading up this woodshed, so I'm in my shirt sleeves. And I have a lot of deliveries, and it seems like, you know, restaurants always are on their own schedule, but like every 3 months there seems to be this harmonic convergence where all of the restaurants hit on the same week, and this is one of them right now. I've delivered wood every day this week, and I've delivered to 7 restaurants in a row. So I'm delivering to this restaurant today. This is Sunday. I'll be delivering to another restaurant that deals with oak on Monday, and then one on Tuesday, and then I think I get Wednesday off, and then one more on Thursday. But I still, I'm having a blast. And what makes it nice is when you really care about the people that you're serving. You know, this isn't just wood that I'm stacking. I am helping supply a brand that, you know, the Mahoning Valley and everyone should be proud of. All right, that's what this place means to me. And I love selling firewood. I mean it. Everyone have a great day.